And welcome into the Taki India, o the familia se ocio, the popular players. I'm Eric, that's Rachel. We're a couple of people who are alive. Are you ready to live? Today's your day. Now's your chance. Today's the moment for you to shine. If you're really ready to live, then you're ready to join my new cult called Dual Icebergs. Dual Icebergs is my new cult that explains how you and your wishes can be attained by listening to me. You are ready to live, Acacia. You're finally ready. It's been a long time. You've been a long time in training, but you're finally ready to live. And I'm finally ready to teach you exactly everything you should do all the time. Merely join my new cult, Dual Icebergs. Look, the problem with you is that you have unresolved karmic shit going on. Here at Dual Icebergs, we recognize that everybody is like an iceberg floating through the ocean. But there's one iceberg that was once the other half of you that is broken off. Therefore, it's like you're missing puzzle piece. I'm complete. You complete me. That's what it's like. That's why Dual Icebergs is the cult that you and all your friends want to join right now. Simply send 1,000 US dollars to my mailing address and know that good luck will follow you wherever you go. Who wants to be told what to do? I'm cult leader Eric. I'm here to tell you what to do. Number one, stay away from your family and friends. You can't trust those people. Those people aren't me. They aren't officially certified cult leader, okay? I've been officially certified a cult leader by all licenses all the time. I'm a licensed, certified cult leader, so I am well qualified to tell you what to do. Right now, what you need to do is believe in yourself. You need to manifest your belief in your other half of your iceberg, okay? Everybody is one iceberg, but made up of two halves of icebergs that fit together like this. And an iceberg hug. You can, but then you'll only get to be with your dual iceberg, you know, accordingly, that percentage of the amount of time. So, but that's $10, that's 1/100th. You only have 1/100th of your dual iceberg a month. So you're gonna have to live with that. But it's fine. If you wanna stay a crawling cub instead of becoming a sprinting wolf, you know. I'm Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo. Tom Sawyer 4, what we're talking about are the cult leadery ways and high rate of success of Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo. I'm Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Kazaquo, and I am a life coach. Right now, Tom Sawyer 4, you are a crawling cub. But by taking my symposium, you can grow into a sprinting wolf like me. I'm part Native American, yes. 1/64th Cherokee. I'm talking about you and your life, Tom Sawyer 4. Talking about how you're clearly badly in need of a life coach and a cult to be in. So I've decided to become a cult, tell everybody what to do, and gradually, over time, become infallible. I've heard about this Twin Flames cult. I've said, hey, if they can do it, me and Rachel can do it. We just have to have no intuition, not care about other people, and be exploitative as fuck. So I said, hey, I got to do that. What about the parts beneath the sea? I need to fit together the two halves first. The parts beneath the sea also fit together, Karma's Pimp. It's not just the parts above the ocean, okay? This is all explained by the theory of continental drift. You just haven't studied continental drift enough. Icebergs work the same way that continents work. They have fault lines that break apart due to stuff happening underneath. What kind of stuff is happening underneath? All kinds of exciting stuff. It's too exciting for you to even know about. Okay, now, I guess I'll just make this old Coke from Subway and pour out most of the soda. I'm going to make it into my new ashtray. There. That'll grow to be disgusting quickly. Look, in your past life, one time, you were with this one person, and they were like the perfect person, right? But then you both got killed by an iceberg. So, ever since, they are your dual iceberg. Every lifetime, you get killed by icebergs over and over again. And the only thing you remember in the next life is your irrational fear of icebergs. Except it's actually very rational because you keep getting killed by them. This is the theory of dual icebergs. Okay? It's because you never resolved your karma with this person that died with you on the iceberg in a previous life. Now, once you've attained what's called iceberg reconnectivity or ice wholeness, like, so Rachel and I are ice holes. Okay? Rachel and I are a couple of ice holes because we reconnected our icebergs together into one whole iceberg. So that's like clear in Scientology. Rachel and I are ice holes. And once reconnected, we can never be separated again. In fact, we stop floating around the ocean and reconnect to the glacier. That's how you become truly ice hole. A true ice hole is reconnected to the glacier. So I hope we've learned a lot about what's wrong with you today. What's wrong with you is you're not reconnecting with your ice half to become an ice hole. Reconnected. To become an ice hole like me. Doesn't that sound like the plot of a South Park episode?
It does.
Couldn't you see South Park just doing that in response to Twin Flames?
Oh my god. I would love a South Park episode about Twin Flames.
Well, they are very topical, you know. They're very keeping up with the news, so
yeah,
they might very well do that.
I hope they talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift too.
They might be a couple of ice holes.
They might.
Maybe even Acacia and Ruben are ice holes. Plausible.
It is.
So I uploaded a bunch of shorts not that long ago. It's always interesting to see which of them do better, which of them do worse. There's one of them that just shows me swinging in an orchard for 5 seconds. It's actually doing pretty well. There's the one that shows Rachel swinging in the orchard. That one's also doing well. And then the one showing Rachel standing in front of the skeleton is doing quite well. But interestingly, it's got a high percentage of dislikes, like maybe 20% dislikes for 80% likes. It's got a high number of thumbs, but a surprising number of dislikes. Like, why would people dislike that? My only guess is that it's titled Giant Rachel Dwarfed by Giant Skeleton. So maybe people don't like the use of the word dwarfed. Or they just think, no, Halloween is past. Maybe that.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm not sure why that one is controversial, you know? It doesn't seem. And
It's not really.
Well, of course, YouTube tagged it as limited advertisements. I said review this, please, because there's nothing remotely.
Is dwarfed like a?
It's a perfectly acceptable use of the word to say that something is made look very small in comparison. It's just.
But you know, like YouTube's sort of sensitive about.
Yeah, I know, but when they see that, they're not going to have any problem with it. But look, 25% dislikes.
Wow.
But 27 likes out of 254 views. That's a very high like percentage for a short. 10% for anything, really. 10% is a very high like percentage. Old Man Swings in Orchard has an equivalent amount of views, 100% likes, but only 9 likes. So it just goes to show you. Meanwhile, How Autumnal, So Autumnal has 9 likes, but only 96 views.
Yeah.
And 100% likes. One never knows. Let's look at the current analytics, which are a little more up to date than the ones in the channel thing. So the one that's currently getting action on the shorts feed is Rachel Dwarfed by Giant Skeleton. Has had 173 views in the last hour. But, you know, these things kind of cycle. I noticed they give a few chances over the course of a few days. It's important for me to periodically put up shorts if I want to continue getting... it's spelled with a W in there, Acacia. It's ice hole. Okay. I'll spell it for you.
Ice hole. So two pieces of ice come together to make one ice hole.
Yeah.
So that's what we are.
Yeah, we are ice hole. That's like, you know, enlightened in Buddhism, clear in Scientology. Ice hole is that, but for the dual iceberg cult. So, you know, after you take enough of our very expensive symposiums, Acacia, then maybe you can be ice hole. Rachel and I are the only ones who can afford that status. This is a cult, remember. I have complete authority over everything and everyone. Which is pretty good amount of authority. Really. Pretty expansive jurisdiction. Yes. Otherwise, you're ice separate, right? You're two ices. You're a broken ice. All right, well, let's go ahead and start doing a little bit of chore stuff, okay? First of all, let me just tell everybody the exciting news. The lady from the supermarket left a comment saying, hey, it's me, the lady from the supermarket. And I'd love to get typed by you guys sometimes. I said, we would be happy to type you free anytime. Just shoot me an email, tell me time, I'll send you a Google Meet link, you know. Yiggity yah, yaggity you, right? So hopefully she'll take advantage of that. It'd be lovely to chat with one of our Mariposa neighbors. And also with the first person ever to recognize us out in public, like raw, you know, your pure, real, straight up, unqualified recognition. Okay. So now we're going to do a little bit of vacuuming. Won't that be fun? Yes, it will. Why will it be fun? Because everyone loves vacuuming. We might start in here. Seems an odd place to start, you might say. Start in the bedroom? Are you crazy? I might be crazy, but this isn't why. I'm going to pick up all the stuff on the floor that I don't want to vacuum. Needless to say, I see here that Rachel has this card which designates her sexual orientation. Let me turn it around so it's not backwards. You can see here she went to the Sexual Orientation Evaluation Bureau and got this card, which indicates she is in fact straight. All right, so I'm going to take these containers, which Rachel brings in, to play squirrel in bed, which, I'm not going to lie, does result in some crumbs in bed sometimes. I would like to blame myself, except I just never eat in bed. I might come into bed with food in my mouth, but I don't eat in bed. And I guess I don't eat in bed for the fairly obvious reason that I don't want crumbs in bed. Well, Rachel in her SI8, she can handle a few crumbs, you know. She's tough like that. All right, here we go. Are you ready for some fun and satisfying vacuuming? I think so. Let's do it, do it, do it. all these feathers I'm vacuuming up, you think I killed a goose in here. But I didn't. They're just from my pillow. Well, we're making some progress now. Okay, now let's go over here. Where there are more feathers. Yeah, getting some spider webs. I know to be safe and wear your hard hat. Bright green safety vest, modesty pants. Your sign says slow, but you wave me fast as my wife and I confusedly drive past. Now let's vacuum in the bathroom. That'll be fun. Like I spilled these Tylenol the other day. I can vacuum it up now. Okay, that's enough bathroom vacuuming. Now let's go out to here. I'm gonna get an extendo thing, so I don't have to lean over so much. It's better for my back, easier on my back, you know, to lean over less than more. Okay, so the extendo thing I'm looking for is not in the closet, it's in the garage. So. What I call super extendo. No, I don't have to bend over at all. I could probably Let's do with just regular Shinda. Okay. We're making some real progress now. Now I got turned that way, huh? Well, you got to enjoy the wall for a while. That was fun for you. Okay. I know, I get it. Maybe Eric vacuuming isn't the most exciting, conceivable lifestyle. Well, stop being so spoiled. That's what I have to say about that. You've been spoiled so much for all the excitement around here. And I get expected to just be a non-stop thrill of minutes. Well, when I said I used to live, this is what living really is. It's about cleaning your room, playing dragons, becoming a lobster. If you aren't cleaning something right now, why are you cleaning something right now? Is it because you're not really a man? That's Jordan Peterson. I would guess the answer is yes. You need to be more manly and do things like vacuuming. What is that? I don't know, but it's something gross. Because I'll pick it up with something rather than trying to vacuum it since you don't seem to want to fit in the hole. Okay. Now, we're going to do a little bit more vacuuming before we take a break, okay? We will be taking a break relatively soon from vacuuming. Before we get too carried away with the vacuum. I do want to get this shit right here off of this rug. Just your basic general purpose vacuuming, you know. I'm getting a lot of stuff vacuumed up and you're missing all the action because I don't have the camera pointed right here. This is some really intense, hardcore vacuuming action. So I probably should have put up some sort of viewer warning ahead of time. I don't know if you can take this. It might be a little too adult for you, but hopefully not. Hopefully you can be a little bit mature about for once, you know? Try to be a little bit mature about something. Okay. We vacuumed all kinds of things now. We vacuumed here, we vacuumed there, we vacuumed over there, we vacuumed here. We vacuumed a lot of different places. Are we done vacuuming? No, we still have our major vacuum spots to go. Namely, the living room, which is always filthy and needs vacuuming, and the kitchen, which is always filthy and needs vacuuming. It was born that way. Just like in the Lady Gaga song. God damn it, I'm trying to pick you up. And you're not being very cooperative. All right. Making some serious progress now. I think it's fair to say that we stand to win the Vacuuming Progress Achievement Award. All right. That's enough vacuuming for right now. We've made some progress. It's time to pull the bowl. I see that my vacuuming stream isn't very popular. I only have one person watching it. And I don't even think that's Rachel. So, obviously, endless vacuuming is not the most appealing possible live stream to watch. I can get that. I can understand and respect that. Okay. What is right or left wing supervision distinction in socionics? Well, it means which one supervises the other, I guess. But I don't know. I'm no expert on socionics. What do I look like? Captain Socionics? No. I don't look like that. Why don't I look like that? Because I'm not that. You might call me Captain Vacuum, but if I were truly Captain Vacuum, I'd still be vacuuming right now. I wouldn't give it up that easy, you know. Instead, I was like a girl on prom night. I gave it up easy. Don't worry, I'll get back to it. If you thought, wait, but I was just getting into the vacuuming, Eric, don't stop now. Relax, everybody. There will probably be more vacuuming to come. I do want to watch the Monday Night Football game tonight. It's a good one. Philadelphia Eagles, the team with the best record in the league, versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the team with the second best record in the league. It's at Kansas City. Kansas City's favored by like 2.5 points or something. But I would say it's a toss-up. Anybody's game. It's hard to say who's going to win that game. Rachel has Jalen Hurts as her quarterback in fantasy football, so naturally I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts to do well. But I don't think either Rachel or I particularly care about either the Chiefs or the Eagles outside of our fantasy football leagues. So I'm just hoping for a good game, really. I'm not too much taking a side in the matter. Well, I just got a lot of vacuuming done. And thank you for being so proud of me. I deserve it. Do you know that it's sometimes translated that Eve was given a portion of Adam's pelvis? Yeah. I know what portion of his pelvis she was given. Wow. Ow. Burn it somewhere out there. Trouble wanted to go outside, so obviously I had to let him go outside. That was a wee bit spectacular. Does Trouble have cat friends? Not that I know of. He doesn't like Capio. He seems to tolerate Cum Dumpling. But I wish he wouldn't. I want him to drive her away. So another thing that I could do besides vacuuming that I need to do, it's also a chore, is I could mop the tile floors. Of course, I'll have to do that and vacuuming again before the 9th, but maybe I'll wait on the mopping a little bit. I also need to wash off my little wilderness car. We could do that right now. That sounds relatively easy and quick. So let's give that a try, shall we? Now, in order to do this properly, I am going to have to use the pressure washer, so it may get a little loud for a while. But it will result in a clean little wilderness car. Okay. Let's turn this around. That's for me. Where's the best place for you to stand? How about right here? Okay, so the thing about these pressure washers that you need to remember, if you want to remember something about a pressure washer, which you may or may not want to do, but if you do want to remember something about a pressure washer, the thing you need to remember is that you always have to plug the hose in first and turn the water on before you do anything else. Also, remember the hose thing here, it's backwards. It's lefty, tighty, righty, loosey. So now let me put a jacket on because it's cold outside. Turn the water on. There you go, water. Another thing that's popular to do with the pressure washer is to check to see if it has gas before you use it. There's a decent chance you stopped using it last time when it ran out of gas. Now, in fact, this particular pressure washer here is out of gas, no doubt, for the reasons I already articulated. I've got this bendy tube pourer thing here. The previous owner of the house left me. It's proved invaluable on multiple occasions for pouring gas into things. There we go. That's the perfect amount of gas. All the way full. Without overflowing. We put this in here. You put this over the top of it like this. And screw it back on. Put the gas away. Then you put this cap back on the top of it. Now, we can take this out because you'll need to clear it of air. Like that. Now, I need to get a different attachment for the top of this. This attachment is too stern. Okay, so I have a few different attachments to choose from. White, yellow, black. Currently I have red on there. Black looks pretty chintzy, so I'll try white or red. See what they do. Okay, so I think, yeah, just like that. It's easy enough. Now let's try that one. All right. We'll put this back in here, like now. And we'll get a little hearing protection. You might want to get a little hearing protection too. So rather than getting like headphones or whatever, I just got some of this tissue paper, put it in my ears. All right, now to turn this thing on, I turn this from off to on. Make sure that your negative is on. I think that's on. Right, yeah, that's off. This is on. Okay, so now it's clutch. I mean, it's toast. It's turned on, ready to start. Well, I'm gonna get my glasses to make sure I'm doing all these things correctly. Yes, Acacia, I know, I got the choke. Well, I don't know what could be the problem. Except, like, I let it run totally out of gas last time. Huh. Motherfuck. Ay, ay, ay. What a pain in the back. All of that was because I don't want to drive through the dirt I just washed off the car and just splash it right back on the car. How beautiful.
It looks great.
Thanks. I made it myself. I call it a Kawasaki mule. Doesn't that look nice and shiny? It sure does.
It sure does.
Thank you, darling.
You're
I
welcome.
got a little sidetracked, drying off a couple of spots. Now that you brought the camera here, I don't have to rush that process quite so much. I was just, there are a few dirt spots that you still see a little bit of dirt where the pressure washer didn't quite take it off. This process usually gets that off, no problem. Wait a minute. Spick and span. Just look how clean this thing is. Pressure washers are a wonderful thing, and I highly recommend them to everybody. Okay. Well, she's looking like the day we bought her, Rachel.
Yeah, she is.
That's the nice thing about these little wilderness cars too. They are meant to be cleaned like that with a pressure washer.
Are they?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like, you can do it with a hose with just a powerful tip on it, but your ideal tool is like that fan attachment to the pressure washer I was using. It's perfect. Takes off everything you want, nothing you don't want to take off.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is dusk. Termite fix. Let's see. Woohoo.
All right, good enough. Here, put that there to dry. All right. You remember how dirty this was before?
It was.
It was covered in dust. And now there's no dust on it.
Thanks, Jeremiah Fix. I'm glad I didn't trip either.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
Wow, it looks so clean.
Great.
Once all the water driplets dry off, then it's gonna look just like when we bought it.
One of the things we might want to do, we don't have an air pump, do we?
We can get one. Why?
Just because I think that backfires.
I think so too.
eventually.
I think it's low too. Now that you said it, I'm sure of it. I have been sort of in denial about it. Maybe it's not actually low. But now you
It's
convinced me.
low. Just because I want to be safe, so.
Rachel, you don't need to justify being correct about the tire being low. Being correct about that is an end in and of itself. All right, we don't need to get a pump.
There's the star himself, Trouble Strauss. Oh, yes, handsome. Oh my goodness, how handsome you look.
Okay, I need to take a break, drink a little bit of non-alcoholic beer, eat some chicken tenders if there are any of those left.
Yeah, there are.
Just one or two, those would be a good thing. Hydrate, food drink, and then I might conceivably, I'm considering this possibility, check the air pressure on those tires with the little air pressure checker thing.
Oh, we do have. Yeah.
We have that. We can't pump it up, but we can check it.
It's worth it just because, like,
Of
I
course.
keep.
Let's check it, yeah. Okay, thanks, darling.
You're welcome. Yeah. I'll watch you.
Wow, what a lot of chore doing that was. I hereby graciously accept this award for Chore Doer of the Day. Thank you. I want to thank everybody involved in me accomplishing these chores, including the drugs, the pharmacy, the doctor, everybody.
You've really impressed me.
Thanks, darling. But don't praise me. Praise Adderall.
I have to praise Adderall too.
Yeah.
I praise the pharmacy at the supermarket.
Yes, me too. I praise them. I have to praise them like I should. Ergo, I do praise them like I should. Because I have to. It's written into California's law regarding pharmacists and pharmacies. If they do a good job, you have to praise them like you should. I know. Chicken strips. I haven't forgotten about them. Just not quite ready to eat them yet. Hydrate first, then food rate. That's the universal law. So, are you ready to live? That's today's question. Hi. Are you ready to live? I'm Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Casquo, and today I ask you, do you want to continue being a crawling cub? Or would you like to join me, Dr. Lionel Sprinting Wolf Casquo, and a small group of elites known as Sprinting Wolves? Simply join my double iceberg cult today. Double iceberg. Don't forget, you can double your iceberg for just $899 a seminar now. Until you, instead of being a partial iceberg, can become, with your significant other, ice whole. Okay? Remember, if you're not currently ice whole, it's your fault, you're to blame for it, and the only solution is to listen to me more. Just keep that in mind as you're on your personal growth journey, okay? Look, I want you to grow as much as anybody by taking more of my seminars. I get $900 for every 45 minutes. My seminars are an invaluable tool for self-growth that simply cannot be replaced by anything else. Listen to these testimonials. I am so glad I spent $900 on Eric's 45-minute seminar. It was the most powerful 45 minutes of my life. It was on that day that I learned I am ready to live. To really live. Not just be alive, but really live. Best $900 I ever spent. Sometimes it'll kick you right in the gonads, just right in the. I think about that lady that we were talking about before who had 30 kids and only one of them lived to age 3. What must she have done in her previous life to deserve that? She must have been like olden days Hitler or something. Okay, well, you were a dick in this life. So in your next life, your first 29 children will die as babies. Wait a second. Did you say my first 29 children? Oh, yes. Well, listen, Elaine. Before you can even discuss the four sides of the mind, you have to become two halves of your ice hole. Once you're an ice hole, then you have four sides. It can be each developed with another $1,800 seminar. It's the advanced class.
Don't forget to let them know it's ICE, WHOLE.
Right, ice whole, because you become whole again.
So, okay. The article in Vanity Fair with Travis Kelce is super enthusiastic. He seems like a puppy dog to me. Can I still not like him? I still don't like him.
Absolutely, Rachel. Absolutely,
I
you
just
can.
he,
I am. I just find the whole thing funny because the only reason I'm interested in it is because you're interested in it, really.
Oh, that's good.
And obviously, I don't care less. I was just curious if that article would change your perspective on it.
I don't think that they're bad together. I don't, and I wouldn't discourage her. Like, say if I were her friend, I wouldn't discourage her from like having a relationship with him.
Now, Rachel, I'm gonna change the subject abruptly. I'm sorry. Not really changing the subject though, because it's still about Travis Kelce, but instead of Taylor Swift, it's also about Jalen Hurts, and it's additionally about Dead Boy Claus. So in the car earlier, I was actually telling Rachel about how your promise to drink the shame of your bad football advice was premature because Jalen Hurts might go off tonight, and she agreed. He very well might. And even though Brock Purdy's quarterback rating was perfect, that doesn't mean his fantasy points were the maximum possible fantasy points. If Jalen Hurts gets more touchdowns, he'll get more points. So I am, my jury is still out, but my belly button is not.
I like that the Kelsey brothers are going against each other tonight.
Oh, yeah, they are. That's right.
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey's brother is an offensive lineman for the Eagles.
And I happen to like him a little bit more.
He's cool. He was on Thursday.
Cool.
Was it Thursday Night Football?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did do a really good job. He didn't interrupt anyone. He like was very. You could
Super
tell he's
smooth.
very knowledgeable about football.
I'm glad you didn't drink it. I'm glad that boy Cloud.
Don't drink it yet. We don't know.
And the thing is, Jalen Hurts regularly scores in the range of the fantasy points that Brock Purdy scored with his perfect QBR. The key thing to remember is that QBR and fantasy points are not the same thing at all. What you want in fantasy points is just sheer raw number of touchdowns. I'm hopeful as well because obviously I root for who's ever a starter on Rachel's team if it's neutral, Yeah. I'm gonna be rooting for Jalen Hurts to have a huge game. I don't really care about who wins the game. I guess in a broad NFL sense, I would like to see Kansas City win the game so that the Eagles aren't alone with the best record so much, they'd be super alone with it. Okay, well, but Death Boy Klaus, it doesn't matter that Singletary beat Charbonnet. What matters is Charbonnet overperformed his projection and did well for me. I didn't need him. I didn't need him to beat Singletary. I needed him to beat his projection, which he did. There's still a chance I could lose this week. Okay.
I root for your team too.
So I'll tell you the one person that I'm rooting against tonight more than anybody else is the person that my opponent still has playing. Because I'm up by like 20 points, but he has one guy left and I'm all done. So let's look at it. I am rooting against and he's the #1 player in the league. Okay,
Man.
I got 137 points, but he got 116 points, and he has one guy left. And who's his guy? Isaiah Pacheco from Kansas City. He's projected at 12.7. If Isaiah Pacheco has a big game at running back and scores 20 fantasy points, 21, if he scores 21 fantasy points, Rudder and your mother, who's 9-1 and in first place, will come back and beat me in most horrible fashion. I'll show you here.
Aww.
But hopefully, Isaiah Pacheco does not have a good game. I'm going up against Rudder and your mother, who's 9-1 in first place. But look, I'm winning 137 to 116. I'm only 4-6 in 8th place. But I have 0 minutes left. He has 60 minutes left. So I'm in a precarious spot. So I think I'm going to be rooting, obviously, for Jalen Hurts to have a big game. But I'm additionally rooting for Isaiah Pacheco to have a terrible game.
Me too.
So the answer is yes, I do think we'll probably have a bit of a watch party here as the football game starts. Started with the sound off, do a little streaming. I could even do a little triple header called watching football, live streaming, and vacuuming all at the same time.
Oh yes.
It's conceivable. It's not beyond conception. So Rachel here, just to show you, she's not having a great week.
No.
But she has 2 players still to play. Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
And her Giants defense got 19 points as a defense special teams this week. How crazy is that? Since when do you see a defense get 19 points? So what you see here is she's got Jalen Hurts. He's projected at 21.5. Down here on the bench, wait, you can't see the bench. Hold on. Brock Purdy
Man. He's
got
predicted.
26 points. So he overperformed by 8 points, but he's only got 5 more points than Jalen Hurts is even projected to get. So
Yeah.
it's not that big of a deal. Yes, Dalton Kincaid would have been a better tight end, but only by 5 points. Not a big deal.
No.
Fortunately, Buffalo running back James Cook for Rachel got 19.2 points, because otherwise, besides that and her Giants defense, everything's underperforming this week.
Underperformed.
We just have to wait to see about Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts. Well, maybe the other team's defense knows that too, Boy Klaus, and maybe they will blanket double team AJ Brown, and so then maybe I agree. Paycheck, no. Maybe then that'll open up Devonta Smith for thank you, Deborah Cluster. Thank you on
Yes,
behalf
thank
of
you.
Rachel. Yeah.
Eric helped me choose my team. It was fun. I like it. It's like I'm learning about the players a lot because I know the game okay, but I don't know a lot of the players. So it's a good.
It's more fun. It makes football more fun because you have things to worry about besides just whatever team you like.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even have any sports betting in California. If we did, I might bet occasionally, but But it's like I check to see myself. So like I said to Rachel before this weekend's college football, I said my lock of the week is the San Jose State Spartans will cover the spread, even though it's 15.5 points. I felt very confident that the Spartans would win by at least 16 points. Unfortunately, I forgot about the weather. It was raining on Saturday, and San Jose only won by 12 points, so I would have lost my bet. However, I'm going to give myself a little bit of an asterisk on that one because I forgot about the weather. So that was a mistake I made that would have, if I remembered it, it would have impacted my decision making on that. And I wouldn't have called that my lock of the week if I remembered the weather.
But would you have even thought about the weather?
I will from now on.
Okay.
I will from now on.
That's fair. That's good. It's fair and good.
The thing about that one is I should have, because San Jose, I knew, should have known, was having the same weather we were having. So I don't.
They had even more.
Yeah. But I don't blame San Jose State for only winning by 12 points. And I still think that if it had been good weather, they would have won by more. But I also think, of course, the line would have been different if it had been good weather.
Yeah.
So, just goes to show you. So, yeah, I think Rachel has a better team. She has a better record than my team. Did you look at my team?
No, I didn't.
No, I'm saying Dat by Klaus. I'll show Dat by Klaus my team.
Yeah.
And he'll see what he thinks about that one. So here's my team. We're looking at J Herb, the always underperforming Josh Jacobs. Got a grand 6 points this week. Then Zach Charbonnet, who got 12.9. He did pretty well. He's my backup. But Tyreek Hill, he did really well. He got 30 points. Brandon Ayuk.
He did well too.
He did quite well. He got 26 points. Cole Kmet, he only got 5 points, but that's fine. He's been up and down. Deebo Samuels, he only got 9.2 points, but that's fine because Brandon Ayuk made up his deficit, so they are a little bit better than break even, The Raiders' defense was projected at 3 and got 4. I really need to get myself a new defense, I guess. But look at that. My kicker got 17 points. That's one to grow on.
Wow, that is.
On the bench, who did I have? On a bye this week, I had Chris Olave. This guy, he's hurt. Dallas Goedert. Gabe Davis, I didn't put him in. He got 0 points. That was good I didn't put him in. Russell Wilson, he got 14 points. Tutu Atwell got 2.7 points. Devin Singletary got 19.8 points. Oh, I see now why you're saying that about Singletary. Well, fair enough. You were wrong about the backup running backs. But only to the tune of 7 points. I can live with that. I got 137.1. That's pretty good, right? But I think in general, Rachel probably has a better team than me. What do you think? She seems to, she has a better record than me. I don't know if that's a good reason to think she has a better team than me or not.
I don't think so. I'd say it's pretty even.
My team super overperformed this week. And yeah, well, we typically do about even projections.
Mm-hmm.
And I could still lose if that guy's If that guy's one running back gets 21 points, if Isaiah Pacheco gets 21 points, I could totally lose. Olave? Oh, Olave. It's not Olave. Well, I get it that it's if you put two receivers on, well, it's like insurance, right? If you pick two receivers on one team, you're you're never gonna hit on both of them, but you probably won't miss on both of them too. You know, probably one of them will overperform and one of them will underperform, and you'll about break even on them. Especially on a good team like the 49ers, you gotta have your two wideouts picked carefully. And in fact, the Niners did have a pretty big game. But if Chris Olave, I have to get used to calling him that. It's not Olave. That's funny because there's a place in Kansas. What's it called? Olathe, right?
Yeah, isn't it in a song?
Yeah, Olathe, Kansas. I went to this place in Kansas called Olathe, Kansas, where my car broke down. I had to get a rental car, etc. Yada yada, right? Um, but you got yeah, I get you that boy, Klaus. um, I'll probably put him in next week instead. The thing is, instead of one of those 49ers whiteouts, he was on a bye this week, I think. But when I went to Olathe, Kansas, I was kept calling it Olathe, Kansas, and like Taylor, who I was talking to about it on the phone, he had no idea what I was talking about. And then when I got there, finally we figured out I was talking about Olathe, Kansas. This is very much like that. It's not Olave, it's Olave. Olave. Very similar. Very similar. Well, that's what happens when you don't hear it before you read it. You read it as it looks. That's why for a long time I said enneagram, because that's what it looks like, but it's actually pronounced enneagram. So, yeah, I have a song about Olathe, Kansas. 3 more hours before I go back to Olathe, Kansas again. 3 more hours to sit here in this basement with my friend. 3 more hours and then I'll go back to Olathe again. And 3 more hours when I go back to Olathe, Kansas. I'll play it for you. The nation had a hard land. Men were free, God was near. Hunters chased the wild deer. People lived their lives as they saw fit. The land of Kansas for the bread above the head of those long dead, and for respect for individuality. Yeoman days were days of fat, and Kansas did away with that. They traded it all in for cowardice and tyranny. 3 more hours until I go back to Olathe, Kansas again. 3 more hours to sit here in this basement with my friend. 3 more hours and then I'll head back to Olathe again. And 3 more hours when I'll return to Olathe, Kansas. It's a pretty good song, really.
It is.
Kansas was once a decent place, edge of destinations, western face. But it's defaulting to disgrace. Aristocrats have replaced the lawmen. The crooks wear uniforms from Wichita to Pratt. 3 more hours until I go back to Ole, Kansas again. 3 more hours to sit here in this basement with my friend. 3 more hours and then I'll head back to Ole again. And 3 more hours when I return to Ole, Kansas. That's a good one. That's a winning proposition. I go back to Ole again in 3 more hours when I return to Ole, Kansas. I like that song. It makes me happy to listen to it. I love talking sports too, definitely, class. Don't feel any FE stuff about it. Remember, I'm responsible for all FE matters here. So if I start talking football with you and people don't like it and are bored by it, that's totally on me. You bear no FE responsibility. That's why they call me Host Eric and they call you Dat Boy Klaus. You say you don't like windows, only artificial light. Sounds like a good beginning to a song. You say you don't like windows, only artificial light. But you got the shutters open and you're feeling alright. Okay. So, look, the thing is, I didn't say I don't like windows or that I don't like natural light. What I said was if houses were built after electrical lighting rather than electrical lighting coming after houses were built, people wouldn't bother putting in windows, right? Sorry, light thing. It's just a habit that was carried over from before when we needed windows to provide light in the house during the day. We don't need them for that purpose anymore. You might say that they're necessary as an emergency backup light source in case the electricity goes out. But that's why God invented flashlights. No, this does not mean that I don't like windows, that I prefer to be in a house without windows. I'm just saying, we no longer need windows to let the light in. And that windows originated for that purpose. Otherwise, they're just a poor insulation decision, you know? I mean, it's not just light. It's potentially to get air inside your house, too. But here's the problem with the whole air inside your house theory. Number one, you can get air inside your house by opening your door. You don't need a window. Number two, if you're talking about the time after glass but before screens, getting air inside your house via the window or the door meant getting bugs inside your house. Ergo, my theory goes as follows. Were it not for the light the light going into the house quality of the windows. People wouldn't have windows because they'd just be sacrificing both insulation, security vulnerability, and increased risk of bug in the house just for a little bit of air. You can get air through the door. Your house isn't going to be airtight anyway. Unless you make it out of rubber. So yeah, I'm not arguing against windows. I'm not saying I don't like them. We shouldn't have windows or anything like that. I'm just pointing out that windows are artifacts of a bygone era when we needed glass in the walls to let light inside the house. Otherwise, it would be super dark in there all the time. Well, I did a good job of cutting my mustache hairs, but I did a poor job of lighting the cigarette. Let's call it a draw. Air is overrated. The air that's already inside the house is fine. You don't need to constantly get new air inside your house. Like, oh, I'm so spoiled. Just constantly replace this air with new air, even though I barely breathe any of the old air. No. Be a little bit more environmentally friendly. Breathe all of this air first, then we'll get you some new air. That's called being fair about air. Today we're learning about air fairness with guest speaker Eric. Eric, welcome. Thanks for having me, Harvey. So tell us, what is this initiative you have? Well, it's called the Air Fairness Initiative, and it just simply asks for people to finish breathing the air they currently have in their house before replacing it with new air. Just a way to reduce carbon emissions. Just seems fair, you know, otherwise you're being super wasteful with your air. I see, do you do this yourself? Eric, at your house? No. Obviously, as the leader of the air fairness movement, it's only fair that I get extra air. In fact, I get so much extra air that I don't need to do that. But other people do need to do that. And I'm here to raise awareness about air fairness with Eric's Fair Air Awareness and Wear Fair Air campaign. Our motto is, remember, this is about air fairness, not air wherever you wantness. So shut up. That's our motto. That's our little saying that we have. Here is the Air Fairness Awareness Share Fest. It's your turn to enjoy what we like to call the Air Fairness Awareness Caress. The gentle caress you get every time you walk outside when the wind gently blows on your cheek. Remember, it's saying to you, in order to keep you aware. Or to make you aware if you weren't already aware. If you were already aware, hopefully you're now more aware. We're not sure just how high awareness goes, but we want you to go all the way to the top. The top level awareness. The kind of awareness that wins Nobel Prizes for awareness. Breast cancer has won like 6 years in a row. There. I'm getting more and more aware by the moment. I can feel it in my bones. Probably there are awareness lines coming up and like think lines in cartoons. I would guess. Right, if I were a guesser. What was that in guessing? But if I were a guesser, I would guess that. 6. That's the number you're thinking of. Did I guess right? Alright, it's time for the football game. Let's go watch it. Car's looking pretty clean. That wasn't his car. She's really shining and showing. Her fancy side a-glowing. Oh yeah, that's a sexy little wilderness car. Everybody loves you, little wilderness car. I have nothing but affirming words for you. Congratulations, you earned it.
Wait, let me get the air thing.
What air thing?
Air pressure.
Oh, from the car? Okay, cool. Cool, I'll wait for it. I guess we'll have to buy an air pump. Oh, man, the beat goes on. Which is life. First, you scoop of the cactus hits, then you have to buy an air pump. This is the life of a lead. We'll see how many psi's it has. They measure air and tires and psi's. Even though you put air into the tire, when you check it, it actually has turned into psi's. Could you be any harder to get off with that thing? Jeez Louise. Well, it certainly doesn't have much air in it.
Okay.
Got like 10 pounds of air in it.
Alright, then we should definitely.
Well, let's see what the one on the other side looks like. What it's supposed to be at. Assuming this one is right. Because these are different than normal tires, you know? I don't know what Well, this one's at a little under 20 pounds. So that one definitely needs more pounds of air in it.
Yeah.
Let's see what the front ones are. Again, about 20 pounds. Okay, so yeah, let's get a pump. If it doesn't hold air, then we'll get a can of Fix-A-Flat as well.
Okay.
Try to fix it that way. And we still have a problem, then we're gonna have to get a new tire for the little wilderness car. I guess I don't even know. Maybe have to hire a mobile mechanic to come replace it.
Yeah, probably, right?
I don't know how to do that.
We don't have a thing to take the car in.
Well, that's the other thing we could do is hire a person with a truck or one of those things to drive our little wilderness car into town.
Let's hope that the pump will
Yeah, let's have the pump will work, and either it won't even really have a leak, or it'll be a very slow leak, or that if it's, I'm sure it has some kind of leak. If it's leaking kind of faster, then we'll try to fix flat. Hopefully it'll work first time. We'll do it right. I'll put it in and drive it around right away.
Okay. Yeah, because I just don't want our guests, like I want to take our guests out.
Absolutely, darling. You once again do not need to justify pointing out that the tire is flat.
Sorry.
It's a positive end in and of itself that we know that. Just wanted to thank you. You do indeed work for God. I will see myself out now and get to a proper therapist with my journals and videos. Thank you much. Okay, bye. Godspeed.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, group of peregrines. I will admit
Meow, I'll watch you. Yeah.
that something I've been trying to keep a secret. God recently laid me off.
Oh, thank you. I love you too.
I don't work for God, but I try to not piss off God with whatever work I do. How about that? I'm not like EJR&D. I'm not God's friend or God's employee. I'm just a guy who, like other people who believe in God, probably, would prefer not to piss him off. You know. I'd also like to, I guess, in theory, make him happy with me. But it seems, in my understanding of God, that just seems impossible. Like, you're never going to impress God, right? Trying to impress God, you're doomed to fail. The best you can do is disappoint him less.
If God is an ESTJ though, he'll be very impressed by ESFPs.
Well, I think God is a little bit. Remember, God understands cardinal functions.
Yeah, so
Even though he's an ESTJ.
ESTJ is benefited by ESFPs.
I think God understands cardinal functions so well that he's not really subject to function bias.
Okay.
Part of his omniscience.
Do you want more food, Kapil? Yeah.
Well, Elaine, I prefer to think of God, old God, as ESTJ. New God, that's to say Jesus, as I forget what I said before. Like Jesus and the Holy Ghost and God. Jesus is probably an INFJ, might even be an ENTP. God, ESTJ, with the plagues and all that stuff. And Holy Ghost, Probably Jesus is ENTP, Holy Ghost is INFJ, and God is ESTJ. Maybe that way. But I don't know. Obviously, God is not subject to being subsumed by cognitive functions, definitionally. All right, let me put on the football game while I got the live chat in here as well. Air Bud. Bud needs to branch out, become the Bo Jackson of dogs. There's a lot of other sports he could play, like baseball. if you think about it, it would be more impressive for a dog to swing a baseball bat, hit a major league fastball, than it is for him to shoot a basketball. So I would like to see Diamond Bud, the story of Bud becoming a minor league baseball player and struggling to transition to become a multi-sport professional. Then, after that, I would like to see him take up. It's so loud. I'd like to see him take up the pentathlon. I think he's ready for some track events, But he can't find the strike zone. Well, what's crazy is he's trying to be a two-way player like Shohei Ohtani, but he can't pitch for shit, The problem is his paw, the ball just keeps rolling off of it, He can't grab it. I'd like to see Bud be on the PGA Tour. I'd like to see Air Bud become a bowler. Again, a challenge to get his fingers into the holes. Obviously, he's a natural for being a poker player. He's already a dog. Everybody knows that dogs like play poker. Bud from Air Bud, Hero Lamb, the dog who plays basketball. We're talking about other sports that he could be playing. Why isn't he playing in the equestrian events? What about Horse Bud, the horse jockey who wins the Kentucky Derby in the first animal pairing ever to win the Kentucky Derby? Earlier, there was, of course, Fluffy the cat who rode Ali Sheba to a disappointing third place finish in the Kentucky Derby in 1979. But other than that, Bud is the first. He's the first animal to even really finish in the top four, Horse Bud is the inspiring story of Air Bud investing his earnings from NBA into a racehorse and then becoming that racehorse's jockey. Air Bud 3, The Crisis, is about his struggle with addiction after becoming so famous as a two-sport athlete. Jalen Hurts just completed one pass.
That's points?
I'm not sure if the quarterback gets points, but you have Devontae, what's his last name?
I don't remember.
Is it Smith? Yes, Devonta Smith. You have Devonta Smith. So he just caught the ball. So that's points for you for sure. I'm not exactly sure how the points work with the quarterback. If it's completions, if it's just touchdowns that matter. So Philadelphia appears to be moving the ball just fine. They're not struggling. They're not struggling against this Kansas City defense right out the gate anyway. It looks like it's raining in Kansas City. Either it's raining or the cameraman has been crying a lot on the lens. Maybe the cameraman's girlfriend just broke up with him over text. Typically, a quarterback gets a point for every 25 passing yards and 6 for a touchdown. Oh, is that how it works? Well, thank you for the information. I had not looked into it before, exactly how it worked. I just figured ESPN will tell me how many points I get. And in fact, they do. Oh, sure. That boy class, you might say, but don't you need this information to know who to draft? That's why we're in the beginners league, that boy Klaus. Okay, we're not in the experts league. We're in the beginners league. So we don't claim to be expert fantasy football players. A dog that can play baseball is not realistic? Well, I think it's realistic. You just have to get him a special modified doggy bat. A special modified doggy mitt. And a special doggy uniform. He'll be good to go. I think also Formula One race car driver Bud has promise. Of course, there'll be controversy because he has to drive an automatic. And there are some really old school guys in the Formula One racing car racing division who say, that's bad. It's bad to have an automatic. It's because you don't really know how to drive there, bud. I mean, Formula One racing car, bud. But then, in the climactic final scene, Formula One racing car, bud, his car breaks down. It's been sabotaged by the bad guys. And he has to drive a stick shift for the first time. And he wins the race anyway by pushing the clutch down with his little doggy leg. That's the inspiring story of a dog who, after conquering the NBA, conquered horse racing, then baseball, and then finally Formula One race car racing. And that's just the first 3 years of his career. What's probably the most impressive of his athletic accomplishments is he became world heavyweight boxing champion. And he only weighs 22 pounds. So how he managed to do that, nobody's quite sure. But I know what happened is they measured him in dog pounds. So, in dog pounds, he was a heavyweight. And he defeated, obviously, a couple of contenders before getting a chance at the title. And he won the title by knocking out the previous heavyweight champion of the world in the second round. And obviously, everybody said, where does he get all this power from? First of all, he's having to stand on 2 legs, which isn't natural for a dog. And then he's having to punch with these little paws, and the gloves, he can barely hold them up because he doesn't really have arm muscles for that. Well, I'll tell you where he got his power from. Right here. His heart. Okay? He wanted it more than the other guy did. So that's the story of Boxing Bud.
Boxing Bud.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
What a good movie that sounds to be.
Mm-hmm.
Or was that him in real life?
It's a movie. It's a double feature with Helen Keller, NBA point guard. 2 inspiring sports stories that we can all enjoy this holiday season. Nice job, Jalen Hurts, escaping that pressure and
Yeah.
getting the ball to Mugity Meow. Oh, to Devonta Smith again. Unfortunately, this play has been marred by a flag. We'll have to wait to find out what the officials have to say about this. Okay? We just have to wait to see. If you're an impatient kind, just get over it. It was defensive holding, I believe. Illegal use of hands by Legarius Sneed. Legarius? L apostrophe Jarius is his name? Legarius Sneed. I like it. It sounds like Snidely Whiplash.
Yeah.
Like a villain. I'm Legarius Sneed. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I mean, Sneed is already a villain sounding last name. Sneed. All right, well, Jalen Hurts drops back, but instead of passing, the ball is run forward. It is run for several yards by player number. I couldn't see because it was blocked by the live chat box when he was handed the ball. Okay, here we go. Jalen Hurts fakes the handoff.
Yes.
And then throws it for a completion and a first down to which player? Which player was it? Let's find out. It was Devonta Smith. Good job, Devonta Smith.
Yeah, good job, Devonta Smith.
You're doing your job catching passes and earning fantasy points for Rachel and her football team.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I gotta ask you that, boy Klaus. Did Pacheco get that first touchdown for Kansas City? If you're still here, let's hope not. Let's hope it was not from running back Pacheco. Well, incompletion there, not a big problem. Simply bring up a second down. It was a wide receiver. Good. Good. It was not Pacheco.
Now,
They got a few yards. Well, hopefully we won't get too many more. Go ahead, Rachel. Sorry.
do you think that Travis Kelce's brother, Jason, right?
Yeah.
Got voted sexiest man, one of the sexiest man of the years. Because like sports were like, we have to include
A plus size guy?
Travis Kelce's brother because he's not getting as much
No.
love.
No. I think they include Jason Kelsey because he's such a great offensive lineman on one of the best teams in football, with the best record in football. And he has additional fame for being Travis Kelsey's brother. But they included him because if you were going to try to say he had some sort of unfairness, it'd probably be like, we need somebody plus size. You know, and who better than Jason Kelsey, who, as we noted on the football broadcast, is very smooth.
Yeah, he is. He was wearing this jacket as he was walking into the Kansas City stadium that said like football, lacrosse, and maybe hockey, which makes me think that those are the sports that he plays.
Maybe.
Or has played in his life.
Or maybe those are just the sports he thinks Air Bud should play.
Maybe. I think
Ice hockey, Bud, has lots of possibility. Now that's very impressive because they were a dog to stand up on two legs and hold a hockey stick while wearing ice skates. That's impressive.
Yeah, that is.
He has to have specially designed doggy ice skates. But what else was there for him to try after boxing? So the score has been tied up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. 7 points for each of the two teams. 7 hard-earned points. Each of them earned by way of a touchdown. Instead of, as you might have thought, a field goal and 2 safeties. You may have thought that was probably how they got to 7. No. It was not a field goal and 2 safeties. It was instead a single touchdown plus an extra point for each of the two teams.
Come up, you could come up.
The Philadelphia Eagles really ran a risk of losing 1 point by missing their extra point a moment ago. But even though the football hit the upright, it, conveniently for the Philadelphia Eagles, bounced in and through, and they were able to get their extra point. So this was a moment of great stress and tension on the Philadelphia Eagles sidelines, but everyone, at long last, once it went through, said, "Whew! What a relief for us." And now the game is tied. This is called Eric's commercial commentary. Things you can say about the football game during commercials. Other things you could do during commercials. You could go outside and smoke a cigarette. You could eat a couple of chicken sticks like you said you were going to. Chicken strips.
I think chicken strips was the right way to go.
Yeah, well, but calling them chicken sticks, that might also have been the right way to go. I think maybe we should call them that from now on.
Okay.
Are they more like strips or are they more like sticks?
Let's see.
They call them fish sticks. Why do they call these chicken sticks? That's a stick, right? That's not a strip. You can't fool me, Chicken Mafia. You want to go outside, Trouble? Very well.
I watched Trouble. Is he wanting more attention?
No, he wants to be let outside.
Oh.
And I made his wish come true.
You did, I saw.
Mm-hmm. By letting him outside. Eating food is an important part of a healthy diet. Right. 2nd and 10, but they're not going to get another playoff. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Jocko, I'm going to have my eye on you. So you better watch out, mister.
I think, what's her name on that commercial is an ISTJ. And she was married to Ben Affleck, Jennifer Garner. I think Jennifer Garner is an ISTJ. And Ben Affleck is an ENFJ. And that would make them conflictor types. Therefore, they were never good for each other.
Ben Affleck and who?
Jennifer Garner. They were married for. They had kids together. They were married for a while.
I can't picture what she looks like.
She was just on that commercial.
Oh, she was?
Yeah.
That's
why I said it.
Was she Peyton Manning?
All the Manning bros.
Yeah, they're very busy in their commercial endeavors these days.
You know, this is a Geico commercial, but I actually don't find that funny. Like, I get that the joke is supposed to be that a lot of, you know, like he's waiting to say when.
Well, I would say I find no more than, say, 25%, 30% of the Geico commercials actually funny. I do find some of them funny. Some of them more likely to be funny than some other commercials, perhaps. I like the one where the two guys are both dressed in the identical gold suits. I don't even listen to that one. I just like the way it looks. Obviously, we don't listen to commercials. I mute them. Or I'll pause whatever game it is I'm watching so that I can have some fast forward time.
That's kind of a tradition you took on from your parents.
Yeah, well, I took that on a long time before my parents passed, too. I was a total mute Nazi at all times of my life. Have I been that? I hate listening to commercials. My parents did too. Kansas City running back, which one? Was that Pacheco who just got the ball? I couldn't see who it was. But he just got a few yards. I could live with that even if it was Pacheco. I'd like to see Pacheco fumble a few times, get benched for the rest of the game. That'd be good. Then we wouldn't have to worry about him getting any points. Let's go, Pacheco. It's time for you to fumble. There you go, Mahomes. Don't give it to Pacheco. That's your number one responsibility. Flag on the play. Let's see who is to blame this time. As the referees do their job as the game's designated blamers. Holding, offense, penalty is declined, brings up 4th down. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to have to punt. Like, why do we get to be the Chiefs when the Redskins have to be the Commanders?
Yeah.
Because Chiefs is fine, not racist, but Redskins is racist. Is it because their skin is not red, but instead brown? Yes. If we call them the brown skins, it would be fine. And there goes a running with the football. His name is Covet, it looks like. I wonder if he covets his neighbor's wife. According to Jesus and or the Jewish part of the Bible, you shouldn't do that. Cubby, that's his name. Like a coven of witches, but more cozy than that. Oh my God. I would love to join your cubby.
Is Mulan?
Did they make a live action Mulan? No, I don't think so. Did they? Let's see what it is. It's called Shogun on FX. It's an original series beginning February on Hulu. So, if you'd like to watch Shogun, you can by doing that.
So, this just came to my mind because it mentioned Hulu and I was thinking of Quiz Lady.
Excellent film.
Made me think of Aquafina, and she's taken an MBTI test and tested as ENFP, but I don't think she is.
She might be. Just because you like her doesn't mean she's not an ENFP.
I don't know how I feel about ENFPs because I don't know enough of them.
Well, do you know that Rachel Dwarf by Giant Skeleton has got 2,000 views?
Wow.
Pretty good. 40 thumbs, 31 up, 9 down. That's strange because there's nothing to dislike about this at all. I got a comment on one of our apple videos. Delicious. What breeds of apples? Well, I'll tell you which breeds.
The SI remembers. I only know one.
I only know 2. Granny Smith, pink crab apples, and something else. The name of which I do not know. There's the answer to your question. Kaleidoscope.
That's Karma's pimp.
Void. Kaleidoscopic void. That's Karma's pimp? Kaleidoscopic void is
Yeah,
Karma's
I
pimp?
know the icon.
Why wouldn't Karma's pimp be Karma's pimp?
I don't know.
So anyway, Rachel Dwarf by Giant Skeleton got autos that said as limited monetization because it's bad.
Did you argue it?
Yeah, I requested a review. It's just her in front of the giant Halloween decoration. It's ridiculous. Why would anybody have a problem with that? Jack Black is America's sweetheart? I thought it was Taylor Swift. I read an article earlier that she was America's girlfriend. Did you see that?
It's a big, claim.
You make her the Dallas Cowboy of girlfriends.
Is that what they say about Dallas?
Dallas Cowboys are America's team.
Oh, no, I never knew that.
Haven't ever heard that?
No.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys are America's team.
That's very, yeah.
That's what they say. But you know what? They are frequently wrong about things. So it's 1st and 10. Jalen Hurts has not missed a game despite aggravating a knee injury in Week 7 versus the Dolphins. So good for him. Anyways, in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off to the running back, who gets tackled before the line of scrimmage. That running play eaten up by Mr. Gay. Number 50 for the Chiefs.
I like that there's a person named Swift on the Eagles. I think that's very fitting.
Yeah. It's appropriate. I think we can all take solace from the fact that while Taylor Swift might not be present at this game, she's almost certainly watching it on TV. So we can feel a certain communion together with Taylor Swift right now. Because we're watching on TV the same thing that she's watching on TV. Okay, so Jalen Hurts drops back to pass, throws the ball. It's intercepted. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, wait. And then it's taken back again.
Oh, my God, yes.
By the Philadelphia Eagles. First it was the Kansas City Chiefs ball. After the interception, they're pointing the Chiefs' way. But I'm not sure if that was blown dead or not. I don't think Jack Black's an ENFP, but he might be. So yes, that's a catch by Mr. Snead.
Yeah.
And he gets up. He's not down yet. In my opinion, he's not down yet. But he could be down by contact. Did he touch him? Maybe he touched him right there. I don't think he touched. I think he didn't touch him on purpose so that he could do what he did, which is rip the ball out after he stood up. I think that's an interception.
Yeah.
And then an Eagles, and then a fumble, and an Eagles recovery of the fumble.
Are they going to argue it?
Oh yeah, I would suggest that the Eagles coach is likely to throw the challenge flag on this
Yeah.
one, unless it's clear cut that the guy touched the guy when he was down. Well, they're going to commercial. It's hard to say what 2020's football is. It a catch or not a catch? I think definitely a catch. I don't think they're going to question whether it's a catch or not. I think it's a pick. The question is, was he down by contact? Did the Eagles player touch him on he had the ball on the ground? If so, then he's down. Then the play's over. If not, then when he got back up again, the guy got back up because obviously he thought, I'm not down by contact. He wanted to continue like running with the football, you know. He didn't just get up to celebrate, he got up to make a football move. And when that occurred, the Philadelphia Eagles player ripped the ball from his hands. Now, the close up, slow mo, it's hard to say whether the Eagles player touched him or not, but I think if we get more looks at it, that he probably did not touch him because I think the Eagles player purposefully was not touching him, precisely so that he would get up and try to run with the football, precisely so that he could rip the ball out of his arms. And I think he successfully executed that whole plan and that the Eagles should have the ball. This is my theory on it without having seen multiple instances of the replay yet. What does everybody think about that? Well, everybody says, Eric, that sounds right. That sounds wise. That sounds true. That sounds fine. Everybody wants to listen to you because, after all, Eric, you have opinions about things.
I am like this game has me nervous.
Are you nervous because you don't want Jalen Hurts to do poorly?
Yeah.
Well, he has thrown an interception, but and that is bad. But you don't need him to do super well for you to win the week, so he'll throw a couple touchdowns. I wouldn't worry your pretty little head about it.
Was it Eagles Chiefs last year in the Super Bowl?
No say. Well, the Chiefs do get the ball. They did not listen to Eric's theory. All right, so let's see. Does he touch him? No. Right there. Oh, he does touch him. He is down by contact by way of what's called the sub shin. It's between the shin and the ankle. Well, that was the correct call. So my theory was wrong. It was so close, though, to an excellent play by the Philadelphia Eagles player. So close is not the same as all the way, though.
No, it's not.
Patrick Mahomes scrambles out of trouble, gets 5-6 yards. That's fine, Patrick Mahomes. You can do that because you know why? Your name is not Pacheco.
Patrick Mahomes' wife was invited to an all-girls dinner that Taylor Swift had not too long ago. Selena Gomez was there too.
The amazing thing is, she had it at Taco Bell.
No way, really?
No, Rachel. Obviously, they would not have their all-girls dinner between superstar celebrities at Taco Bell.
I don't know. I didn't read the whole article, I just saw.
All right, unless they wanted to be like, look at us, we're regular people.
Yeah.
But no. And if you're inviting, who was it again?
It was
Patrick Mahomes' wife
and
Mrs. Mahomes.
Yeah, and Selena Gomez was there.
If you're inviting Mrs. Mahomes to your party with Selena Gomez and your Taylor Swift, you are not going to have it at Taco Bell.
I mean, I guess if you were gonna have Taco Bell, you'd have it at your home.
Or your suite at the Four Seasons or wherever, you know. These are very wealthy people. But even I, and I'm not so wealthy a person, would not have either an all boys or all girls lunch at Taco Bell.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you were on your computer. Yeah, I am on my computer. I like to compute things here. This is where I like to do my computations. Uh-oh. Don't tell me that's Pacheco. Who was that? What number is Pacheco so I know from the future? Is he number 10? Pacheco, what number are you? Tell me. Tell me now. Well, it didn't say who was that right. Oh, Pacheco is number 10. Okay, thank you, that boy Klaus. Thank you for that important information that the football game is not giving me. All right, well, that's not number 10. Instead,
That's
that
Travis Kelsey.
was that Travis
I
Kelsey?
believe so. 87.
I'm looking to see the name on the back. Yes, it was Travis Kelsey. It was the famous Travis Kelsey. Taylor Swift's boyfriend got a pass. It's about time, Travis Kelsey. It's like when your girlfriend's not here, you can't even play football anymore. You're such a baba.
Oh, Baba.
A baba. Patrick Mahomes
God, they need to like get him under control.
scrambles and just gets another first down. Remember, it doesn't hurt you if the Eagles lose the game.
I know, I just want Hurts to do well.
You just want him to do well.
Yeah.
And obviously, the sooner the Chiefs get off the field, the more chances Hurts has to do offensive stuff. But in that regard, it would be fine if Patrick Mahomes just ran all the way to the end zone right there.
Wow, like the Philadelphia defense looks kind of weak right now.
Well, maybe they all took sissy pills before the game. I thought you said these were steroids. Oops, sorry, I gave you the sissy pills instead. Is that number 10? No, that is not. Number 25, if you want to run, you run your little heart out. I'm not worried about you.
Did the NFL have to, like, our Chiefs? Chief is a part of a Indian tribe, right?
Yeah, look, that's why they play at Arrowhead Stadium, and their emblem is an arrowhead.
How come they get to keep all that?
Because they're not. Well, because I don't know why. Anybody else want to explain that to Rachel? Why did they get to keep all of that when the Redskins don't get to? And the Cleveland Indians also don't get to. But the Kansas City Chiefs get to. And the Atlanta Braves get to. So why can't Cleveland be the Indians, but Atlanta can be the Braves, and Kansas City can be the Chiefs? We kind of get why Washington can't be the Redskins. It's just not an accurate depiction of their skin color. Their skin is definitely more brownish or maybe brick colored, but not really red. But you know, it's like if we can have a sports team called the Padres, they're basically on Catholic priests, you know? Catholic priests, the most molesty of all people. And you gotta name your team after them. But you can't call your team the Indians. And it's like, What about calling your team like the Chinamen or something? Maybe you want to pay homage to the wonderful people who worked on the railroads back in the day. So you call your team the Chinamen. Because, back then that's what they were called. It's historically accurate. They are, in fact, also, it's also geographically accurate. They are men who come from China. It may not be gender accurate if you refer to them. Oh, Philly got an interception, huh? Well, Patrick Mahomes, I thought you were some kind of quarterback. Looks like your wife's not having a very good time at the girls' party. Not right now. Because your husband's making everybody puke with his suckiness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mrs. Mahomes. I didn't mean to be so harsh about your husband. I actually don't care. Didn't mean to be disrespectful to you or your husband or Taylor Swift or Selena Gomez, okay? So you can all stop bashing me on social media. Boy, wouldn't that be a gift to have, like, somebody that famous bash you on social media? This old guy talks shit about Patrick Mahomes and made Mrs. Mahomes cry, and now we're mad at him. It's like Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift saying that about you. You're sure to get so many views. It'd be like Oprah promoting your product on her show when she used to have one. Before she became a network. Now that she's a network, you don't see that much of her on her network at all. She's too busy. She's got too many dogs, and not enough personal assistants. Well, Jalen Hurts hands the ball off. Philadelphia running back, number 0, Mr. Swift, swiftly runs out the middle through a gaping hole. Football is one way to say gaping hole. That's really, I didn't know that, Rachel Strauss. It's not sexual at all. One of the examples of the use of gaping hole in normal conversation where nobody can complain about it. Well, Jalen Hurts, you got sacked. You stood around back there looking at the ball, wondering if it was your birthstone, and you got sacked. It's not your birthstone, okay? Your birthstone's diamond. It's your girl's best friend. Oprah was chummy with Harvey Weinstein, huh? Well, imagine she didn't know, right? He probably didn't want to fuck her. Do you think Harvey Weinstein wanted to fuck Oprah? He probably didn't try to sexually assault her. So she's just like, well, he's just some movie producing guy. Seems harmless enough to me. How's she supposed to know? Commanders is such a terrible name. I like what the Indians did with their name changes. They're gonna change their name. They changed from the Indians to the Guardians. It's the same number of syllables. It's got Ians at the end. It's an easy switch to make, It's not like Gail came running into Oprah's office and was like, oh, Oprah, Harvey Weinstein grabbed my ass on the plane. And Oprah's like, no, he didn't, Gail. You're being dramatic again. It's not like that happened. I don't think.
No, I don't know how. I really don't know. Like, it's just not a good look.
Well, Meryl Streep called him God and got away with it.
Oh my God, that's so bad.
In that one award show, she's like, and special thanks to God or Harvey Weinstein.
Ooh.
Yeah. but nobody's hating on her about it.
Oh my god, this is an interception?
No, it's a
Fuck!
punt. It was a punt.
Oh, it's a punt?
Yeah, but it's a good return on the punt. So, Mr. 19 is strutting his stuff in front of the Kansas City faithful after a nice punt return. Maybe the difference tonight between these two evenly matched NFL powerhouse teams will be determined by special teams. Bum, 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 bum. You know, when you have two evenly matched teams, it's a close game. A lot of times, those games can turn on a big special teams play. This one was not quite big enough to call it a game turner at all. But it did set up Kansas City with nice field position. They hand the ball off to that horrible Mr. Pacheco, and he gets a couple of yards. Let's all wish him fumbleitis. That's what we want from Mr. Pacheco, is as many fumbles as possible. Ideally, he's just not even in the game, really. But if he is in the game, instant fumble, Pacheco. Just put some chicken grease on your fingers. That'll make it slippy. Okay, well, fortunately, even though Pacheco was in the game, Mr. Mahomes did not throw the ball to him. He attempted to throw the ball to somebody else, and it was an incomplete pass. Okay, now that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Chiefs offense, which thus far has not looked particularly impressive, nor has the Eagles offense. But Patrick Mahomes is back in shotgun. He's got somebody next to him. I can't see the number at the moment. It might be Pacheco. It looks like it was either offsides or a false start. Offsides. And possibly a pass interference downfield. That receiver was mugged. Okay, we'll watch you eat. So let's see what the officials say as they sort this out. I could see both penalties going against the Eagles. Offsides, if there are 2 penalties. No, they just called the offsides. They didn't call the pass interference, even though I'd say it was rather blatant. And I don't love the let's call pass interference on every play shit that goes down these days. But, you know, when it's blatant like that, it's blatant. You gotta call it. Oh, yes, you're a wonderful kitty man, and you're stopping me from watching the game. I want to watch football, man, but you want me to watch you name your food as you eat it. Joe and Steve, and Mary and Sue, would you believe these are 4 of the names you give your food? I don't want to watch you eat. I want to watch the football game. I like football. I watched you eat enough. You're fine. Just eat the rest of it by yourself. All right. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Obviously took advantage of that offsides penalty to position themselves for a 1st down. Now Mahomes has escaped some pressure. He's scrambling, but big number meow misses him. Now he got a lot of extra yards out of that. That is some poor tackling on the part of the Philadelphia Eagles. Because, yes, he got out of danger, but they had him pinned in there. But big number 85 or something just was like, whoop, 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 I'm just not going to grab a hold of you. Maybe with 91. He's running off the field looking abashed. And I'd say appropriately so. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. Boy, this game is flying by like birds in the sky. I am your football commentator, Eric, doing both play-by-play and color commentation tonight. We're away to commercial now, so this is where I give you some general feedback about the game. So far, it's a close game. Both offenses are struggling. It is rainy. The weather obviously impacts a team's offense negatively and defense probably positively, because it's harder to catch a wet football with wet hands than it is to catch a dry football with dry hands. That's one explanation. A lot of explanations for things. If you're into explaining or having things explained either way. Not everybody is. Some people like mystery, like to leave things unexplained. And for other people, sometimes they just want to vacuum. They just can't help it. They just love vacuuming. Don't shame those people. Don't tell them there's something wrong with them. They're good, normal people like you and me. All right, during the 2-minute warning, we'll do a little vacuuming here as we're waiting for the football game to return. The vacuuming is a form of yoga, it's a form of meditation, prayer. Some of the greatest in the Eastern tradition got their start vacuuming before they became the great spiritual leaders that they are known as today. Gandhi spent 2 decades doing nothing but vacuuming before he led his whole non-violent niggity man. It was Lao Tzu who said, to vacuum is not to suck up stuff with a thing, but rather to leave it where it sits. He was wrong. Is that Pacheco? Now listen here, Pacheco. You need to stop getting the ball handed off to you. Nobody wants you to do well. Surely, Kansas City Chiefs coach, you have a better running back than Pacheco. You just put him on the bench. You don't want to play Pacheco. He's no good. What is this stuff? A dirty paw prints, I guess. Or dirty kitties. Who got that? Is that Pacheco again? Pacheco, stop it. You are not allowed to get the ball. You need to Pacheco yourself before you Pareco yourself, if you know what I mean. Well, I guess I could vacuum this part. Once I take a few things off of it. Okay, that's not Pacheco. That's Travis Kelce with a big touchdown. He's dedicating it to Taylor Swift right now. He's putting a big heart, mouthing, I love you, Taylor, baby. You complete me. Very moving ceremony. He's doing a special dance in the end zone just for Taylor Swift. Okay, good job, Eric. You did some real good vacuuming there. Very nice something out there that you're doing. On my house, I don't know. Well, let's vacuum up something. Some things you do not try to vacuum. Like this hair thing here. Don't try to vacuum that. That's not a good choice. There must have used to have been a thing right there, but I think I knocked it out. Well, I don't even know what it is, so I can just put another thing there. No big look. So now it's former New England Patriot tight end Gronkowski on the commercial right now. Enjoying his post-NFL life as an advertising spokesperson. Okay, well, Jalen Hurts has returned to the field. His team trailing by 7 points. Oh, that's looking good over there. Well, that's good. That makes it easier than holding it the whole time. There was a minute left approximately in the first half. Jalen Hurts is attempting to lead his team down the field for a returning touchdown. However, he finds himself in a 3rd and 15 situation right now. And it's looking unlikely for him to get the first down accordingly. He drops back pass, he tries to run up the middle, but gets tackled by the alert Kansas City defenseman for a short gain, if any. The Eagles will have to punt the ball now. and hope to go down, to go into halftime down 7 points. Of course, the Kansas City Chiefs have plenty of time remaining. They could easily enough score a field goal or even a touchdown with 1 minute left, although they do have 0 timeouts, so a field goal seems more likely. He steals the ball on the bounce to the Kansas City return man, gets a good return out to the 45-yard line of the Eagles. Gives a good field position, though the clock is definitely a factor. They'll be looking to try to connect on some out routes to get hopefully some first downs without using up all the rest of the clock. Try to get out of bounds with their momentum going forward. Preserve some clock that way. After getting a first down, you may very well see Kansas City clock the ball. But let's see if they can get that first down first. Oh, it's a flag, false start. Gonna make it 1st and 15 for the Chiefs. They're not doing themselves any favors. It's no excuse for a false start at home, where the very knowledgeable Chiefs fan base is certainly being quiet for the offense's benefit. Well, they're going to take a second shot at this first down. Now it's 1st and 15 as indicated. Mahomes heading the shotgun, drops back, takes the snap. Throws the ball out of bounds, just throws it away. Found nobody open downfield. I'll live to take my chances on 2nd down. Let's see if we can make something happen here. If not, we're just going to half with a touchdown lead and be happy about it. So, 2nd and 15 now, 39 seconds remaining in the half. Mahomes bunts in the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, has time, pump fake, throws down the middle. The ball is dropped by number 84. Not sure who number 84 is. Looks like the other tight end maybe. Not Kelsey. Mr. Wilson, it looks like. Winston, Wilson, something like that. Okay. That brings up 3rd and 15. Just as the Eagles had 3rd and 15 a few moments ago. Mahomes drops way back, has time, steps up in the pocket, throws downfield and connects with Watson, number 84, for a first down. The Chiefs rush to the line and clock the ball. Unclear what's going on here. Mahomes is pointing, saying things, looking expectantly at the referee. You see, here's the thing. It was offside on the defense. They shouldn't have stopped the play accordingly. But I guess it was because he clocked it. So it must have been offside before he clocked it. That should give the Chiefs a clock stoppage there without having to clock it. They don't have to lose 5 yards. I think he wasn't offside. But whatever. They're now in field goal range already. It's 1st and 5. They have 17 seconds left. Now if they want to get their field goal kicker an easier look at this. But I don't think the Chiefs are going to do more than take maybe 1, maybe 2 shots at the end zone here. I don't think they want to risk a turnover or anything. And obviously, the Eagles are not going to be particularly vulnerable to the deep pass right now. McKinnon Yet the ball does not get out of bounds. The Chiefs are running out of time. Mahomes takes the snap and clocks the ball with 2 seconds left. This is signal because to call for the special teams unit and the field goal is in our imminent future. Let's see if the Chiefs field goal kicker can make this field goal attempt. His name is Butker. Mr. Butker, number 7, is going to be a 43-yard field goal attempt today. And he stands there looking ready. He kicks it. It goes up. It's really upright and good. The Chiefs extend their lead to 10 points and go into halftime up 17-7. The reason you can count on me, the football commentator, is unlike most football commentators, I can both commentate on the game and vacuum at the same time. Other commentators just don't have those kind of skills. And the kind of skills that are often referred to as mad skills. But don't let the name fool you. It has nothing to do with being angry. Instead, it has to do with being a concurrent expert in 2 fields. 1, football commentating. 2, vacuuming. Not until you are a master of both should you attempt to do them concurrently. Don't bite off more than you can chew. That's what Mama always said. I mean, I don't actually remember her ever saying that, but I'm assuming she always said it. What's that? Okay. Okay. Let's get through that. Okay, now I want to get this fly over here. I know there's a dead fly here that I don't need to get. There you go, dead fly. Let's see what other dead flies we have to get. Well, there's dead flies over there. Oops. Okay. Let's get it.
Man, it looks like Elon First is having a tough game.
Yeah, but you don't need him to do well for you to win this week. So it's a good week for him to have a bad game. Alright, I think that's enough vacuuming for now.
Do you think that before the 9th we can I'll clean up the rooms upstairs?
Oh, I mean, you guys do a lot of cleaning before the night. Don't fool yourself, girl. This is not some sort of kind of thing. I gotta, clean it with soap and shit and vacuum it with this shop vac. We got a lot of cleaning more to do. I plan to be cleaning from now until the night. What's that?
You're doing a great job. It looks great.
Thank you, darling.
I noticed that you've been in the bedroom.
Yeah, I did vacuum the bedroom. Obviously, got much more vacuuming to do, but that's enough for right now. Okay. I'm going to wash my hands all night. Okay. This is a long live stream, huh?
Yeah, it's great.
We're just getting chores done, accomplishing things. It's wonderful. Okay. Let's lower this. It's too hot.
Dancing with the Stars is having a celebration of Taylor Swift.
Wonderful. You know, I prefer the alternative show to that, Dancing with Some Cars.
Oh, that's a really good show.
It's a lot more danger involved. I guess the show should really be called Dodge Cars or You'll Die. So, anywho, it's halftime. Obviously, halftime is not the best time if you care about football. But if you don't care about football, it doesn't make any difference. It's probably a better time because then you don't have to deal with listening to me talk about football. And as we've already established, you don't like football. Okay. Rachel, I got a confession to make to you.
What?
There's a photo out there of me kissing Harvey Weinstein on the cheek. Yeah. Actually, it's on the lips.
It was on the lips?
And it was a French kiss.
So he fooled you too?
And instead of his lips, it was his butthole.
Oh, wow. That's very intimate.
Yeah. He's smiling like this. I'm looking back to the camera as best I can, you know. My thumbs up.
Well, thanks for letting me know.
I'm holding a sign that says, I support Harvey Weinstein in everything he does. It was really one of the bigger mistakes of my life. But, you know, he just had this irresistible charm. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was his rugged good looks. Maybe it was the way he respected everybody so much. I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, anyway, now you know my dark, deep, shameful secret. All right. So I think maybe it's time to end this live stream. And I may even live stream again later. Right now, I just need to take a break, do a bit of a reset. Maybe put the vacuum cleaner away, etc. So, thanks for being here. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.